should be recording now, and I believe, okay, this is the fucking 5th time I've recorded this, alright? Every time, it turned off the audio. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's recording audio, and if it doesn't record audio this time, I suppose fuck me. So this is going to be an update on the movement so far, the issues that I'm going to resolve next, and then the steps going forward from there. So WASD movement's good. You can sprint, let go of sprint. You can toggle crouch. You tap it on and off. Tap it again, it's off. Alone, you think these are simple, and they would you just put them in the game. But then like there's little problems you don't realize. Like initially when I press crouch, I would only move with the crouched movement speed, and I wouldn't go down like that. That was a problem. Then there was another issue where if I crouched and sprint, I would sprint on all fours whilst crouched. I'd sprint whilst crouched, and it would look weird. But now they all interact with each other correctly. It's all good. I made jumping, it's parkour. I hope to God this is recording. I really do hope this is recording the audio. I don't know why it stopped recording last time. I checked once, and it was like, yeah, no, the video is making sound. And then I was like, okay, it's working. I just checked, and I was like, maybe I should check again. So I double checked, and the second time it wasn't recording the audio. Isn't that fucking weird? It probably is recording audio now. I'm probably talking to myself. Anyway, I've got to be optimistic. So there's movement. So yeah, you guys know how video games work. You sprint, you jump, you crouch. There was one issue where, which I solved recently, where if you jumped, pressed crouch, you crouch midair. But now that doesn't happen. You can't crouch midair. The reason that's a problem is because objects like this, you could jump, crouch, and then just walk on top of it. Not cool. Not cool. Very bad. We don't want that. Anyway, so yeah, all working. The next problems, there's two of them. There's two more problems with the movement. I keep fixing one of them, and then that makes more problems. But I'll show you the first one first. I made it so you can't sprint unless there's WSD movement. That was because when you're crouched and you press the sprint key, you would stand up, even if you weren't moving. You don't want that. So if you move around and then sprint, you'll exit crouch, you'll start sprinting, and then you can just walk around normally, then you can crouch again. There's been a very niche issue caused by this, which I'm not too sure how to fix. As I was falling asleep, I thought of a solution, but I didn't write it down, so lol. Anyway, the issue is if you crouch, you don't move. You can move your camera, but if you crouch without moving, and you press sprint, and then you move, you'll stay crouched. Now, why is this a problem? Because let's say, for example, we're hiding from a monster, and I want hiding mechanics. We're hiding from a monster, and it's standing right there, right? And then it turns, it sees you. Oh shit, we need to run. And in slow motion, a split-second decision, you're moving away, and you press the sprint key first, and then you press move, and you stay crouched, and it fucking gets you and kills you because I made the game bad. That would be infuriating. I would rip my dick off and shove it up my own ass if that happened. So, what we want is if you're holding sprint and then you move, you will enter sprint anyway. It's a bit niche, it's a bit convoluted to even comprehend. But yeah, so that's how that works. It's because if you press sprint a split second before pressing the movement key, which you might if you're panicking from a monster, which I want lots of panic in this game. So yeah, we need to fix that. The second issue is a bit more complex, and it requires a solution that a mechanic of Unreal Engine 4 which I haven't used yet. So if you crouch beneath something, right, and then you uncrouch, you get stuck. That's because your character's mesh is returned to normal height, even though there's an object above them. We don't want that. So what we need to do is, when you're crouched, the game will trace above your character's head in the, to check the space that you'd normally take up while standing up. It traces that space. If it detects an object in the way, then you can no longer use the crouch input. You also can't use a sprint input if there's an object in the way whilst crouching. That's the goal, at least, because if we don't do that, then you'll get stuck underneath things, and that's just a pain in the arse. I mean, I quite like the idea of this game having like lots of monsters obviously, and you can hide from them when you crouch. Like the idea, like normally they can't get you, but then later on in the game will introduce a monster that can get you whilst you're crouched, and they'll fucking ooh, imagine that. Imagine the panic you'd be feeling. It's like, oh fuck, everything I thought was a lie. Anyway, the first attempt to make this video was 12 minutes long, 5 minutes so far, pretty good. I hope to God it's recording the audio. I'm praying. Alright, it should be. There's no reason it shouldn't be doing that. There is. Anyway, if it didn't record the audio, it's not gonna make a fucking first. Fuck it. God does not want me to make this devlog. Clearly, if that happens. Stop rambling. So, we've discussed movement. We discussed the issues. Next up is what comes next. What happens after I finish the movement? My plan is to start blocking out the world. You know, make the forest itself. I won't make it in any detail. I'll just put down, roughly where locations are. I'll just block it out. Just put down the building blocks for it, and then later on I'll go back and refine it into an actual world. The reason I did movement first was so I could sort of measure how long it would take to get from point A to point B within the forest. For example, you start the game, right? You're on the trail. Top of the screen. Objective. Find missing person. You're alone in the forest. You're on a trail. Facing forward. So, you go forward. How long does it take to get to Dunwood Village? Well, I don't know. That's why I made the movement first, so I could sort of be like, okay, well, if this is the standard movement procedure, they're going to be moving like this. Maybe they'll sprint, and try to make stamina mechanics before I start measuring. But I can measure, like, how long it'll take to walk from place to place. Even if it's, like, fucking a while. The idea for the game is that it's, like, an open exploration horror thing. I also have an idea where, like, if you turned around, because I want the players to be able to just go in any direction they want. If they turn around and walk out of the forest, they'll enter a patch that repeats a few times, and then once they hit a certain distance, it will teleport them back. But it'll look like because the forest is repeating. Once you hit a certain area, that looks identical to how it did like 20 meters back, or 20 minutes behind you, whatever. You would teleport to that exact location 20 minutes behind you. So it seamlessly, it appears to be the case that you're still just walking forward. And you'll walk forward forever and ever and ever, and you're like, what's going on? And then you can turn around and walk to Dunwick in like 3 minutes. Like, I like the idea of surrounding the forest in like a teleportation area. 7 minutes and 40 seconds, fuck, I should probably wrap this up. Probably not even fucking listen to me. Fucking machine probably isn't recording me. Anyway, I want to block out the world. There's a few more movement things I want to add, like dodges. Maybe even a slide. If you like press a certain key, you slide into the ground. Or if you press crouch while moving, slide. But I don't know if that's too advanced or not. I might reintroduce the crouch jumping later. It's popular in Half-Life and Counter-Strike, so maybe I'll do it. I want to make the world first though. But yeah, that's about everything I think. Hopefully, this time, it's audible. So yeah, thumbs up. Thank you for watching and listening, if you have. Much love, many kisses, and farewell. Until next time.